Hi, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. Thank you for joining us today. Our webinar is entitled Mastering Pronunciation with AI and VR Perfecting Sounds in a New Language. I am thrilled to have you all here as we dive into how advanced technologies like artificial intelligence and virtual reality are revolutionizing language learning, particularly when it comes to mastering pronunciation. Pronunciation is often one of the most challenging aspects of learning a new language, and it can be a huge barrier to effective communication. Whether you're speaking with a native speaker, engaging in conversations in class, or even just listening to media in your target language, accurate pronunciation can make a significant difference. But traditional methods often fall short when it comes to giving learners real time personalized feedback. And that is where AI and VR come in. Today, I'm excited to show you how mastering pronunciation with the power of AI and VR is not only possible, but also enjoyable and rewarding. Let's dive in and get started on the path to perfecting your pronunciation. So, what about this webinar? We're going to be talking about the pronunciation and why we should focus on it when we're learning a new language. As said earlier, pronunciation is a critical aspect of language learning that often gets overlooked, yet it plays a significant role in communication. Mastering pronunciation goes beyond just sounding correct. It directly impacts how effectively you can convey your thoughts and understand others. So, here are a few key reasons why pronunciation should be a primary focus in language learning. So, first of all, we have clarity and comprehension. A proper pronunciation ensures that your speech is clear and easily understood. Mispronouncing words can lead to confusion or even misunderstanding, um, which will make it harder to connect with others in real life conversations. We then have confidence, um, building confidence. When you feel confident in your pronunciation, you are more likely to speak freely, to engage in conversations, and interact with native speakers. It helps reduce the fear of making mistakes and encourages a more active approach to language use. We also have the cultural understanding, which would be the pronunciation is deeply tied to the culture of language. And by mastering pronunciation, you show respect to the language and its speakers, and you're demonstrating a commitment to learning not just the words, but the way the language lives and breathes in its natural environment. Last but not least, we have natural fluency. Pronunciation is essential for achieving fluency. It's not just about grammar or vocabulary. Your ability to pronounce words correctly allows you to sound more like a native speaker, making your communication more natural and more fluid. In today's world, technology like AI and VR can help learners target specific sounds, accent patterns, and phonetic distinction that are often challenging. With the combination of AI and VR, learners can receive a real time feedback on their pronunciation and engage in simulated conversation that mimic real life interactions. This targeted approach allows for faster improvement and a more immersive language learning experience. So, before we go on, I will go through a quick introduction of Beyond Words VR. Beyond Words VR is a language learning app that is designed to help users improve their speaking skills by immersing them in real world situations through virtual reality. That is being done by using 360-degree videos, immersive videos featuring real people in authentic, authentic scenarios, allowing learners to practice language in a way that feels natural, practical, and engaging. Whether it's a social interaction like getting coffee, ordering at a restaurant, taking the bus, or a professional setting, like we have many interviews for different positions. The focus is always on speaking with confidence. It allows you to speak without fear. It allows you to learn at your own pace. It is now available in 5 languages: English, Spanish, French, Italian, and German, with more languages to come to be added later this year. The content is structured according to the CEFR, which is Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, covering levels from A1 to C1 in every language. We have more than 600 activities per language. We have two modes available, two modes of activities. So the first one is guided mode, which is a mode where when you get asked a question, you have a multiple choice answer. You have three possible choices of answer, and you need to choose the correct one and speak it. In the free speech mode, which is our second mode, you have to answer freely with your own words. So that can be a good mode to use for people that have more advanced levels or that like to challenge themselves. So, like I said earlier, each experience, each activity is categorized by CEFR level and is tagged by topic and linguistic focus. Um, so, for example, you're going to have different type of activities, different topics. You're going to have the topic animals. Um, in this topic, the level A1 is going to be someone pointing at the animals and asking you to name them. In the same topic, which is animals, in the level C1, it's going to be more of a debate. So you're gonna have to answer questions like, do you think that animals belong in circuses or in zoos nowadays? So after each, and also the linguistic focus, which would be if in this activity you're going to be working on um, verbs, nouns, affirmative sentences, negative sentences. So you know before you assign it to a student, or you know it before you practice by yourself. So after each of these activities, users receive detailed AI-powered analysis feedback to help them improve fluency, accuracy, and confidence over time. So we are going to be doing a case study demo of the app so you can see what it looks like and how the app can be beneficial. So for this one, practicing individual sounds for this specific topic, what would be a good thing to do? We have some activities that are, first of all, you just repeat a difficult vowel or consonant sounds and you get a feedback. Then the second question would be more like phoneme by phoneme, so you would have to pronounce. No, okay. So what would be a so the app analyzes what can be done is practicing individual sounds. So for example, just a letter in French, it could be the sound R. The AI will detect subtle pronunciation errors and offer corrections. You can listen to what should have been said. Learners can repeat difficult vowels and consonant sounds with feedback. Um, then the AI breaks down breaks down speech into phonemes. So you get a phoneme by phoneme analysis, word by word, highlighting specific mistakes. Um, that way you can see what was supposed to be pronounced and what was pronounced by the user. That way you can listen to how it's supposed to be pronounced, so you can practice repeating um, and doing the activities again until you get the sound right. Um, and then you would be ready to speak in context and to have full conversations. So for that, we're going to do a demo on the. So we are now on the app and we are going to do an activity about clothes. So we are going to be repeating clothes vocabulary. As you can see, we are in a 360-degree video. So in an immersed environment, here we're going to be talking about clothes. We are facing a closet. So we are in a real simulation. So here I have three choices of answer. I have to choose the right one and just speak it. I'm fine, thank you. So what's a piece of clothing that you wear on your feet called? You wear shoes on your feet. They protect your feet and can be stylish too. What's the accessory you wear on your head, on your eyes when it's sunny? I wear sunglasses on my head to block the sun. The shirt I want to wear is blue. It's my favorite color and it looks good on me. I prefer wearing my trainers because they are more comfortable for playing. So now we're going to access the results. So we can see the main information like um, the level of the activity and the time that I spent on it. So 1 minute and 50 seconds. So you get a quick resume on what you did. So here I did a guided mode activity and I answered four questions out of four. I only gave four correct answers out of five. Um, so it tells you why your answers were wrong, which ones were wrong and why. And then you get a suggestion on words that need a better pronunciation. So you can just listen to the voice. I'm fine, thank you. It gives you um, hearing, uh, it helps you hear what you need to say so you can repeat it and practice. So then you get an overall score. So here I got 79% out of 100 and a score on pronunciation, which is the same. The grammar correctness and level accuracy are only available on the free speech mode. For example, if you do an A1 activity on free speech mode and your answers are more developed and your vocabulary is richer than a Level A1, it's going to give you suggestions on other activities with higher levels like A2, B1, B2, C1, or C2. So, right answers only 80% because one of my answers were incorrect, and we worked on present, affirmative sentences, and nouns in this activity. Um, so, every time you get an analysis on the sentence you pronounce, the words error, the phonemes error, and your pronunciation level. So, here it's advanced. You see what was the correct answer, and then we're going to see a more detailed analysis on word by word what was supposed to be pronounced and the sounds that you pronounced. So that is the phoneme analysis, and it's interesting because you can see exactly what sounds you're pronouncing wrong. So a word can seem right, but there can be one sound that is mispronounced. So yeah, that helps you knowing what to work on, and it helps the teachers working preparing classes where they can work on specific sounds that the students struggle with. So now we're going to go back to the presentation. So now we're going to talk about how it's possible to integrate pronunciation training in language learning. So, effective pronunciation, like we said, is key to mastering any language. Whether you are teaching a language or learning one, integrating pronunciation training is essential for fluency and communication. And we're going to see how to seamlessly incorporate pronunciation into your language learning journey. So, we're going to go through 8 points that can be used for that. Um, so first of all, it would be incorporating pronunciation from the start. It's not something to be tackled only after mastering grammar and vocabulary. Starting early allows learners to get comfortable with the sounds of the language and avoid developing bad habits. Um, that can be done by introducing basic sounds and phonetic distinctions from the very first lessons. Use visual aids such as mouth diagrams or videos to demonstrate how each sound is produced. You can draw the phonemes and teach your students to make the difference between them because some of them are really um, similar. Some of them are really similar. So regular exposure to correct pronunciation at the start can set the foundation for future learning. Then the next one would be using technology for targeted practices. Um, Technology like AI and VR provides personalized feedback that helps learners understand where they're making mistakes and correct them in real time. So that could be incorporated by language learning apps with AI powered pronunciation analysis that can detect common pronunciation errors and offering targeted activities that will focus on difficult sounds or intonation patterns. VR scenarios where learners are immersed in real life conversations give them the opportunity to practice pronunciation naturally and receive immediate feedback. Then the implementation of repetition and reinforcement is really important. It's essential for language acquisition, especially for pronunciation, which requires muscle memory. The more a learner practices, the more natural the sounds will become. That can be done by encouraging learners to repeat words and sentences multiple times with corrective feedback when necessary. Use interactive exercises, activities that make the learning process fun, such as shadowing exercises or interactive VR simulations. These allow learners to practice in a variety of contexts, reinforcing pronunciation through practical use. Then we would have focus on intonation and stress patterns, because in many languages the meaning can change depending on where the stress is placed within a word or a sentence. Understanding intonation and stress patterns is just as important as individual sounds. By including practice on word stress and sentence intonation, by using activities that focus on how sentences are rhythmically structured, including rising and falling intonations in questions and statements. This can help learners sound more natural and be better understood. Then the real life conversation is perfect for pronunciation. It's not just about the pronunciation is not just about isolated words. It's about how those words flow in a conversation. So real life scenarios allow learners to practice speaking in context, adjusting their pronunciation as needed for fluid communication. That could be incorporated by creating or being in simulated real world environments in a controlled environment where learners can practice pronunciation within context. For example, with VR technology, learners can practice their pronunciation in everyday situations like ordering food, making a phone call, introducing themselves, or having a job interview. Um, what would be another good choice would be incorporating listening and imitation. Listening to native speakers is crucial for understanding nuances of pronunciation. By imitating authentic speech, learners develop an ear for the rhythm and sounds of the language. That can be incorporated by using recordings, videos, or immersive VR experiences where learners can hear and imitate native speakers. Encourage them to pay attention to accent, tone, speed, and expression. By imitating these elements, learners can adapt their own speech patterns. Um, Provide regular feedback is also a good thing because continuous feedback is vital to correct errors early and guide learners on the right path to improvement. By using AI tools to provide feedback on specific pronunciation mistakes, um, it can be incorporated, such as mispronounced vowels or consonants, and suggest alternative ways to produce the sound. Speech recognition technology can track learners' progress and highlight areas for improvement, making the process more efficient. And the last one would be, I think, the more important is to create a positive learning environment. Pronunciation can be intimidating for learners, especially if they are self conscious about making mistakes. A supportive environment can A supportive environment encourages learners to experiment without fear of judgment. How can that be done? By creating a positive and not judgmental learning environment where mistakes are viewed as part of the process. Encourage learners to speak freely and practice their pronunciation, reassuring them that making mistakes is a natural part of language learning. Integrating pronunciation training into language learning requires a multifaceted approach. By starting early and using technology, creating real life immersive scenarios, learners can build a solid foundation for effective communication. With the support of AI and VR, learners have access to tailored feedback, allowing them to refine their skills at their own pace, resulting in more confident and accurate speakers. Okay, if no one has any questions, thank you for joining today. Um, Feel free to send me an email. You have my email address right here. You can send me an email about more information or if you'd like a demo account. We are waiting for you for our next webinar next month. And thank you for joining us today. Bye.